Hey folks, decided to make a small video series here. It's going to be on actually making a base because I've looked through a couple of the bases on Complex, and to put it nicely, they're just all pretty fucking bad. So I was going to go through the thought process that I would go through to make a base, what defenses sort of synergize well, how you can protect your base from basically everything, and yeah, that's pretty much it, so I'll kick straight into it. So I did want to do a 3 by 3 chunk base as the core here. So if I sort of mark out this area here, so the base is going to be 3 by 3 chunks. So we'll just go replace a grey concrete with, make it purple concrete, and then I'll replace orange with pink as well. Uh, why is this guy spamming me? So this is going to be the interior core of the base. Um, so this is going to be where you're doing spawners. Um, this is going to be where you're doing your spawners, auto potions, anything like that. Storage is all going to be in this area here. Now, for complex at least, you have 12 chunks of buffer to work with. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is going to be the maximum limit of how many walls you can have. So replace orange concrete with, let's go blue concrete. Oh, come on, orange. Oh, missing a C. There we go. Blue concrete, and then I'll do grey with light blue and light blue, light blue concrete. Perfect. So you can see here, this is going to be the maximum limit of our walls. So we've got that full 12 chunks there. Hold on, I'll turn up my resistance so it's a bit easier for you guys to see. Chuck it up to 12. Perfect. Um, so that's how many walls we have to work with, and that's going to be our core there. So you're only allowed a maximum of 12 chunks of walls. Um, on a base, you can't have more than 12 chunks. So you want to use all those 12 chunks basically as best as you can. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is ideally, what I'm just going to quickly do is I'm going to put in some diamond blocks. So ideally on Complex, or actually pretty much any other faction server, oops, sorry about that, so diamond block. These diamond blocks here are going to, I guess, demonstrate world border. So if that's world border there, best case scenario, you have a corner base, which is what I'm going to be showing. If you have a side base, then you need to do this side as well, side, so I'll just use directions. So you need to do the west side, north side, and the east side. If you have a corner base, you only need to do west and north. Just makes it a lot easier if you get a corner base. Another thing that I will note here is on complex, lava and water don't gen properly on the border. So you never want your base touching world border basically. So what I will normally do is I will usually give myself a chunk of room at the back here to work with to add walls. So if we go move 16 south, so that's world border there. So we're actually going to build the core of the base one chunk off world border. And I'm just going to extend this down as well, which is going to be move one north. No, stack one north. Sweet. So that's our base there. We've got the one chunk around the back to stop us from getting hit from world border, because that is actually quite a common method on complex at the moment. Not many people think of it, but you um, always need to have that buffer there because it's so much easier to raid on world border. Won't really go in depth as to why that's the case in this video. 16 east. Oh, whoops. Go stack 16 east, and then I'm just going to take this all the way. So this is our 4 chunks, and then our 12 chunks of buffers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should be the 12th chunk there. Set diamond block. Perfect. So let's have a look. That looks pretty good. So that one's ending on orange, and that looks roughly diagonal to there. Roughly. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, perfect. So we've got our main area set out. This is world border. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark out all the chunks that I have to work with here. So we'll just go replace orange concrete, blue concrete. Look at that. And then we'll just also do the light blue concrete. Boom. Okay. So that's the core. That's our walls. That's what we've got to work with. So the very, very first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to start on the core of the base. So what I'll do is I'm just going to set this area to obby, set obsidian, and then we'll just go set air. So this is going to be how much room you're going to have inside your base. This is for spawner boxes, anything like that. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to, I won't really mark this area out, but this inner chunk here, this is what I'm going to be basically calling the last line of defense. So this whole area here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another cobblestone wall around this last line of defense, this very, very last chunk. And set cobblestone. Okay. Now, why this is important here is because you want something called rev layers. Now, basically, what rev layers are they are vertical or vertical? Yeah, they're like vertical floors, horizontal floors through your base. So they go up, but basically what you'll see this on a lot of bases, is it'll look something like, just try my speed down a little bit. There we go. It'll look something like that. Now these are extremely important to stop cannons that use um, reversing um, there's no real rev hybrids, rev nukes, all that sort of stuff. Now basically, I see this is a big mistake that I see a lot on complex. People only have reverse layers on the actual core of their base. This is a massive mistake, and the reason for that is because you can just reverse hybrid up the side of that, and you can basically bypass these reverse layers by going one block off to the side. So we don't want that, and that's why with this last line of defenses here, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn this into a bunch of rev layers. So I'm just going to clear this out, and I'm just going to keep this area in mind. I can use chunk borders, F3 and G, to see this area here, which I'm okay with. And I will start doing the reverse layers for this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of reverse layers like so. You always want to alternate lava water in your reverse layers as well, because that will make regening floors. While it's not unbeatable, it's a lot harder to break into. So I'm just going to set this entire bottom layer down here. I'm going to set this to water. We're going to pretend that at the very, very bottom here, this is going to be bedrock, I guess. I'm leaving this colored so you can see the chunks more easily, but I'm going to say that that's bedrock. So if we go speed 10, and then we go set water. Another thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to just make this light blue wool. Well, not light blue wool, light blue glass. Stack. Set light blue glass. Oh, come on. Light blue glass. That should be right. Set light blue glass. What have I misspelled? Set blue. Light blue stained glass? Stained glass. There we go. Stack one up. Set diamond block. And I'm just going to stack this all the way up because this is going to be our world border. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Bit of a lag spike there. But I'm just gonna do this to the other side as well. Set light blue wool, light blue stained glass, stack 384 up, slag spike, and bang, perfect. So that's world border, and this is going to be the interior core of the base. So to keep this all contained, I'm just going to stack this cobblestone up, maybe 20 blocks. Stack 20 up, and I'm going to make this entire section in here ramp layers. So where are we? There. Couple ways to do this. I'm just gonna do this the slower way because I don't really mind cobblestone, and then we'll just go lava. So again, you want that alternating lava water, so they don't need to just use concrete. Set lava. There we go. So that's lava. Another good thing about using glass on the side like that is you can see it much more easily. So you can actually see like almost a cross section of the base. I'll set this one to water. Maybe. Hold on. Set water. Replace air cobblestone. Oh, look at that. And then replace air lava. And then replace air cobblestone. And then this will be replace air water. And that should just flow back in. There we go. And I reset it because I'm an idiot. Whoops, my bad. Place air cobblestone. More on. Set air. What did I do? I think I did lava. That's a bit annoying actually. Should just cut a hole in. Yeah, you can see the nice cross section though. That's why I like doing this against the glass. So yeah, that one was water. No, I think you have seen enough. So that very bottom row there is water, and what I copy that from there. Oops, and then hopefully this works. Stack two up. That looks pretty good, to be honest. Perfect. Yep, that's exactly what I want. So I'm just gonna, I'll raise this wall up another 3 blocks just so those rib layers contain everything. Stack 3 up. Perfect. So this is the very interior core of the base. We've got a nice big cake of rib layers. Of course, we'll just use the chunks here. So our core is going to be here. So this is going to be obsidian. What you should get into the habit of doing is you should raise your core up 1 block off the bottom here. So it's not like dry all the way up. You do have, say, water or something to stop it. It doesn't matter if you're regens and stuff, but I would always raise that core up a block just to be safe. So I'm just going to go over to the other corner, which is 3 chunks across, and I'm just going to set that all to obby. So this is going to be the very bottom floor. Set obsidian. Alright, so I'll set all of that to... I won't set it to water yet, actually. Now, what I'll usually use is like the last line of defense on a base is mineshaft regens. They're pretty hardy, and they'll generally make life going through them pretty miserable. You need to adjust a fair bit if you don't know what you're doing, and you've got all that distance at the front of the patch, and they will cobble monster as well, which is always ideal. Another thing I will note is Complex has that, was it 6 chunk regen limit? So whenever you have a chunk with regens, you want to fill that entire chunk with regens. So if I get to a position here where I get, say, 3 of these offset mine chats, and I can fit in another regen, I'm going to do another regen because it's wasted space otherwise. So I'll just start by lining up the first one, which will go there. So I'm just going to start by lining it up like a normal regen. And then the second one, of course, so it needs to go across like that. And then the second one needs to be offset by a block, which will look like that. And then, of course, the third one as well needs to be offset by a block, which will look like that, which actually comes out, I would say, almost perfectly. Yeah, yeah, that's good enough, to be honest. I was a bit, actually, no, that works because you can just you don't need the cobblestone at the front of these regions here. So this is fine. Oh, yeah, that'll do. That'll be fine. So now it's just a matter of tiling these regions all the way across. I don't want to select it there, do I? Just gonna do that, that, and then I'll copy this area. Um, Jesus, that's absolutely shit house, that is. Hold on. There we go. And basically, when you're just world editing regions, just keep it constant. For my chat regions, it's always like 3 blocks. So you want to select like this one, this one, this one. I've screwed this one up as well. That's pretty bad. I haven't made a base in a little bit, so you might need to bear with me. But now we can just go stack 15 west. Should get me roughly there. Yeah, perfect. So the reason I did 15 west there is just because I know the base is 3 chunks across, and 3 chunks is 48 blocks, and each regen is 3 blocks across. So 16 regens is also going to be 48 blocks. So it actually comes out pretty nicely like that. Now I do see people having a lot of trouble with corner regens, so I'm actually kind of interested to see if I've got this lined up. So it's decent. That looks okay. Basically, you just want to make sure like you maintain the spacing, um, and it should. There's like some situations where you can't make your regens look nice, but for the most part, like if you keep the spacing like that on the sides, it's pretty good most of the time. So where are we? All these schemes will be free to use as well. So I'll explain how like the cross section schemes schemes work, like the floor sections and then the actual base, and I'll sort of show you how I would go about setting it up on the complex itself as well. So that looks pretty close. That's going to intersect. So let's do that there. Okay, and of course make sure these are offset by a block, which they are. So that's perfect. So that corner there is good as well. Keep that going, and I'll just do this final one here as well. We should go to about there. Course like that, and hopefully this works. I'll need to line it up here to see, I think. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Right? Yes. Yes, it is. It's fine. Perfect. So this is all lined up well. This is the first corner section. You can see we do get lucky there, and we are just a chunk of world border. So it's actually good, comes out pretty nicely as well. So at this point, I'll just copy this section here, and I'm just going to stack it again. 16 down, stack 15 south. Oops, what have I done? I've got a bad selection. You can see like when the regens aren't lining up properly, you've got a bad selection there. So I want to go through across. I want this column, and then we'll try that again. Bang, that's more like it, except for that regen there. That's okay though. Perfect. All right, and it's gonna be the exact same thing again. We'll just do this corner. Which actually should just look pretty much identical to the one on the other side too. No, we don't want that. That's too close. What have I screwed up? I feel like I've screwed up something. That's okay. And again, those indents are offset, so that's good. That's what we want. It's probably the worst part about making a base is just making sure everything lines up like this, basically. Take it to here, and then should be, where are we? So it should end up one, two, should end up there. Oh, that one looks good. That's a good corner. I'm happy with that. Perfect. And I'll just continue this across again, and then I'll just stack it all the way down. We're going there, there. Should be okay. So again, these are all offset by block, which is what we want. So I'm just going to copy this section here. I'm just going to stack this down now. But I copy it from there, so I need to stack 15 west. So we're facing west now. All right, and this should be our last corner here. I think a lot of issues that people have with these regens here is they don't go with like a fairly normal core size. So I think to actually make your regens fit super nice, I'm pretty sure you want it divisible by 3. So in this case here, it's 3 by 3 chunks and 48 blocks. So I think that 48 blocks just allows the regens to fit super snug around the actual core of the base. Another thing I will say as well is like this is going to be a good base. This is one that I might actually personally use if I go solo again. Um, so I will.
Battery critical.
Jesus Christ, that scared me. I will put a lot of effort into this base. I won't make it like a joke base where you can get easily rated. I'll actually make this a good base.
Charging battery.
I could do an April Fool's Day sort of thing where I make an absolutely terrible base and see if anyone falls for it. So just get some free raids. But this is going to be a proper good base. And hopefully that all lines up. The only bit that I'm a little bit worried about now is just joining up that far corner there. It should be okay, but we'll have to see. All right, so 2 more blocks here, and then this one goes up like that, and then now I can just stack this all the way across. Stack 15 north. All right, let's see how well this lines up. That looks good. That corner there looks good. That looks very good, actually. And we'll do this one now. 2, and then that also looks very nice too. Maybe. Okay, no, I can't do that. I was gonna see if I could like shuffle it along. So it's like a very, very square corner, but I don't think I can. Oh wow, that all lines up perfectly. Yeah, if you want to make your mine chats fit really nice, just do a 3 by 3 base apparently. That's awesome. Bang. Sweet. So at this point here, I'll probably just leave the regens like this, just for the time being, and I'll stack the rest of the core up. So we've got a couple of rev layers in like that. I'm sort of debating what's just the nicest way to do this, and it might just be like self-contained rev layers. So when I say self-contained, I mean like all the front ones are self-contained as well, I guess. So I don't want like the rev layers leaking off to the side. Basically, I do want to still use that lava water regen thing. And another good reason why you want to leave like this bottom layer here watered, you don't want to connect that in, is because if someone gets a good ratio, they can pretty much tunnel up the side, across, and then tunnel up that as well. So of course, like you can take a schematic of someone's base and you can take it like a good hard look at the base, and you might find stuff like that. So I've actually raided a few bases just because they've got some really dumb stuff, like if they don't have rev layers across the entirety of the base, you're pretty much stupid. Um, Set obsidian. If you don't have rev layers going across, yeah, from like an extra chunk out, you're stupid. What other big ones do I see a lot? If you don't have rev layers at all, stupid. Um, no border protection. That's a massive one. That's a really, really bad idea. You always want a chunk of defenses when you're off border like this. People that don't like fully wrap walls, you can just get hit by a lefty super easily, which is bad. It's not good. So I'll just set all of this to lava now. So I'm gonna do maybe another 5 or so rev layers, and then we can start talking about what we actually want in the base. So at this point here, um, this is going to be a little bit harder to see. What I might do is I might actually set this side to glass. I might, yeah, let's do that. Set glass. Stack 384 up. So at this point here, the base is going to go to skull limit. Pretty much it. So I'll make these back to glass here. These will be obsidian in the actual server. However, for this little tutorial here that I'm doing, I'm going to set these to glass so you can see a much nicer cross section of what I'm doing and what like the rev layer arrangement looks like. I'm going to set this bottom area here as well to water now, just so I don't forget this later. It's a very bottom up sort of thing when you're doing a base. Like this, there's quite a few areas that you want to go top down, but the actual core chunks here, it's always going to be bottom up. So if I go replace air water, there we go. So this is going to be our final water layer here. Again, we don't really need to worry about getting hit by rev concrete, especially in this area here, because we do have those rev layers that are down the bottom there. So those are going to protect us from like reverse concrete cannons. And we've got, if they want to reverse up the side of this wall here and then left in, that's also not going to work either. So I'm just going to cake up maybe, how many revelers do I want? I'll probably do like sets of maybe 10. Of course, like if you want to go off and build your own base, that's going to work as well. Personally, I'm very much like, I'm not an eco player. Um, so I would build this base for my needs, which is basically cannoning. I'm just going to stack this. How many revelers do I want? To make this like 10 revelers or something. So I'm just going to go stack 17 up. And then we're just going to fill in this entire chunk here just with revelers, pretty much. Alright, perfect. You always want obsidian for your core, I'd say, as well. You can do cobblestone, but cobblestone is super dangerous because you can get segged pretty much. Like they can seg up the side of your wall. So that's why you always do the core of your base in obsidian. So go replace obsidian air with water. Perfect. And then we'll just go that, replace obsidian air, obsidian. And I think I'm just going to end this video on reboot there. And this one's going to be lava. Oh, that's dangerous. Replace air, lava. Okay, there we go. Now we'll go replace air, obsidian. Yep. And then replace air, water. And then replace air, obsidian. Place air, lava. obsidian, water. It's a bit tedious doing this, but obsidian. This one's lava. This is obsidian. This one's water. Obsidian. So it's going to be lava. Nah, cocked it. This all doesn't need to be sourced, by the way. You can just have normal flowing water for red layers. I'm not hand placing the lava because that would just be damaging to my mental health. And then this one here, I'm going to do obsidian, and then I'm just going to trim that layer down by one. Replace air obsidian. Yes, okay. Now the reason that I'm going to trim like this entire layer down here is because I'm paranoid about getting dry revved up like the base wall. So basically dry revving, if it's dry, it's just going to tunnel up the side of your base wall. So every couple of rev layers, I would always have a water layer, but the difference is going to be that you break those blocks there. Now, I wouldn't do this with a lava layer because this is water underneath and I'm going to have water flowing down this wall here. So of course I want this water as well so we don't cobble monster our own base. So what I'll do is I'm just going to set this all to water. Set water. And then let's see if that flows, and it just does that one spot. It's just gonna get bare pissed at me. Fuck it, let's try it. This could potentially go very, very well, or it could go very, very bad. So, replace air sand. Yeah, fucking good. There you go. We got water flowing into the regen, but I can just like stack that one layer of blocks there, up, and oh, there's no water there. Now there is. Sick. Perfect. And we'll just make sure this corner here gets watered as well, because I'm pretty sure TNT exploding in the corner can break corners. So the easiest way to do that is I want to do it nicely, but I'm also going to be watering from the top as well. So I'm going to say just don't worry about that corner for now. I need to do this side as well. And all the way across. I don't really like doing that a whole lot because it can cause a lot of lag, but place sand, air, place air, sand. There we go. Bang. God, that looks beautiful to watch. Perfect. So I'm just gonna keep that side as glass there so you can see what's going on. So at this point here, replace sand. Yeah. I'm happy to now have my first eco. So in this area here, probably set aside how many blocks have I got to work with? What Y is this? Y 17. So I've already used up 50 blocks just with pretty much just slab cakes of red layers. So at this point here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is going to be our cactus farm, or one cactus farm of many. So what I'll do is I'm just going to set this all to obsidian. Yeah, perfect. And then how many blocks do we want to allocate for a cactus farm? Let's have like 200 block tall cactus farms. Or even better, what I can do here is I can go stack 40 up. And we're going to say this is going to be our F home. So it's going to be for like your auto potions, villagers, XP grinders, or whatever goes in here. I won't pretty this up too. Um, but that's sort of it. So the lower something is down, generally the more vulnerable it is because you don't need to build as big of a cannon to break into stuff that's quite low compared to stuff that's quite high up. So at this point here, I'm just going to fill in this roof with obby. Set obsidian. And then I'm just going to set this one to air as well. I'm just going to have this segmented off from the rest of the roof. And I'm just going to make this another, I'll make this another water roof that's like disconnected from the rest of the base. There we go. It's hard for me to get words out there. I think the easiest way is going to be set sand. Yes. Okay. And then I can select that block there. And shit. Oh, I think I can do this block as well. Yep. Place, sand, water. And now just break that. Yes. Perfect. Then we'll just go place, sand there. So that's our F home there. So we've got that cake of revs, and now we've got our nice little F home. So at this point here, probably I'm going to say do another cake of revs. In fact, just for speed's sake, I'm just going to copy this cake here. I'm actually not even sure why I'm calling it a cake. But anyway, so I'll copy this one here and I'll paste it. Paste. Perfect, just like that. And again, we'll just do another disconnected water layer on top. And we'll do another one there. Set sand, and then 1 and 2. We'll go replace sand, water. And we'll just break the sand. Oops. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we got reboot in 1 minute here. So what I'll do at this point is I'll do a quick recap of what I've done and why I've done it. So, quick 1 minute summary of this video. So we've got a nice big, I'm just gonna go on the outside here. So we got that nice big cake of rev layers there at the bottom. That's to stop people from going up the side of your base wall and stacking on the side of your base wall. If you don't have extended revs like that, you're gonna get cheesed basically. So these revs go all the way underneath the base. On top of these revs here, we've got like our last line of defenses, which is a set of 3 mine shafts. So it's quite a hardy defense, and it's well worth your time. Now we've got that. Oh god, we got that disconnected water layer, and then we've got 2 more cakes of revs there with our F home in the middle. So on top of that second cake of revs, there, beat the crap out of that cunt. On top of that second layer of revs there, we're gonna start doing our cactus and it doesn't like it. We'll start doing our cactus, and then at the very very top of the base, of course, we will have our spawners. Combo this fucking shooter. Just running. Ah, no good. Anyway, that'll sum this video up. I'll probably just do like one of these videos each day, and I'll keep adding on, and I'll keep explaining why I do things. It'll get more interesting when I start to explain like the choices of regens that I make, what other things are good around your base, how to fit in U fusions, that sort of thing. But for now, yeah, that'll pretty much sum up this video. So hopefully you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you all